who'll be stopping by to say hello. Out here it's real life, no fuss, no show. With Highland cattle and piggies on the go. We got meat, birds, fur babies too. Gardens growing fresh, right in view. I'm baking up love in all that I do, and helping the small folks to see them through. Welcome to the Brums, where the fun's running wild, with the homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Brums. We're waiting just for you. Out in the yard, where the chickens roam, we're building a life that feels like home. From the veggies we grow to the soil we turn, it's a simple life and so much to learn. I'm baking bread, smell the warm, sweet air. Piggies squealing, love's everywhere. We lend a hand to channels that care, because lifting each other is what we share. Welcome to the Brums, where the fun's running wild, with the homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Brums. We're waiting just for you. So come on and join, let's build it together through thick and thin in any weather. We're all in this, let's make it better at the Brums. It's a life to treasure. Welcome to the Brums, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Brums. We're waiting just for you. Yeah, at the Brums, we're waiting just for you.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. All right, all right. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Well, we know we're good now. You caught me. I was having one of those. It's a Oreo cakester. What it is it's like a cake, but it's Oreo. It's pretty good. I had never heard of anything, and then somebody was telling me about it. So every time I went to look at Amazon, our grocery stores don't have it. But let's just say I found them on Amazon. So they'll be a nice treat. All right, Tony. All right, guys. Don't mind the scruffiness. It's only recently that I've been able to put any or to touch it. But anyways, Joey wasn't going to let it go 2 days in a row. So hello to Joey. Joey slid in here number one tonight. And we have Treasure Hunter Neil. He's out of trucking right now. We got Beth holding down the homestead. We have Tony, our cabin in the woods. I know his. I thought I saw Angie here. Oh, yeah, there's Angie. His better half, Angie. And yeah, other than that, we've got my sister, Glenda. She was in the house, but her hands were full of Canada. That's all I'm going to say. It's her story. She'll tell it. And we got Jesse. There's Miss Wendy. Oh, the one and only Miss Anne. Yeah? No? Maybe? Yeah? Okay. I had somebody slide in the back door. I think there's only a couple M&Ms. She ate all the rest of the stuff that was back there. That's okay. We'll have cold. I'm sure she'll have a cold drink. There's lots of cold drinks. What else we got? We have Wendy, the lovely Miss Anne. Yeah, if I missed you, that means you're lurking. And see, there's the lovely Miss Lisa. Miss Lisa, I know you're always here. If there's one person in that household I can count on. But don't tell Jesse, he'll pout. Yeah, so if somebody's lurking and I didn't say hi, don't blame it on me. Go ahead, I got big shoulders. But first off,
hey, hey!
Howdy.
Howdy. I'm like got the in gardening look.
You want to see what she's done? She's got to do a video. She's been hard at work.
I have, and my Canadianness was I was sprinkled in Canadian sparkles, or shall we say peat moss.
Yeah, let's not go sparkles.
Oh, that's not well. Okay, I forget about sparkle socks, but I mean, not that kind of sparkle.
she was black up to here.
I really was. I'm like, okay, thank you for the invite, but I must get this off of me first.
Oh, gracious.
I mean, it was up my, all over my glasses. I had to actually wash my glasses, and yeah, it was everywhere. I got to go back out and wash my shoes after this.
Yeah.
I was playing in it, but for a good reason. For a very good reason. I got in on a really good deal today at our local Big Blue box store, home improvement store. They were marking down blueberries, and I got 4 of them for under $25.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't say no to that. I couldn't say no.
No.
Mm-mm. Yeah, garden glitter. I like that. Garden glitter.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I even made my mom and Dave from Dave's Gaming Cave wait on me for dinner because I was buying my blueberry bushes. I'm like, y'all just got to wait because I can't pass on this deal.
Exactly. Hey, priorities, and they came number 2.
That's right. So then afterwards, after dinner, I planted them. I got out in the garden and got the blueberries in the ground.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal deal.
Yeah.
Up here, they're easily. Hey, William. easily like $40 a piece.
Oh, wow. Wow. Ours aren't that expensive,
Yeah.
but I want to say they were like $15 a piece, but I have connections at the Big Blue Home Improvement Box Store, at the gym.
You're going to start sounding like Jesse. You're going to have, I know a
I know.
guy, I know a guy, I know a girl.
I actually did. And my mother was, I was talking to the gal at the gym. And it was funny because my mom's sitting down and she's telling me how they're getting ready to mark these down. And she's one of the top people that works for this particular store. And I told her how I was looking for some, but I didn't want to pay full price because I'd rather pay clearance, right? So she said,
Yeah.
I'll be in tonight. And my mom's sitting there. She goes, I don't know if this is a good conversation or if I should be worried that my daughter's doing something she shouldn't be doing, or what kind of deal is going on? Like,
Hey, what happens at the blue store stays at the blue store.
well, no, it came home with me and they're now in the ground, but they're getting ready to mark them down. So they've been there for too long, is what she said. And that came from upper management.
Wow.
Yeah. So I couldn't say no. Clearance is king. Amen. Mm-hmm. It is.
There's things sweeter than a clearance.
Mhm.
My favorite word is free.
Oh, and I like free too.
That's my favorite word.
But I'm afraid that if I went to the Big Blue Box Store and was looking for the free, I may be behind bars and need somebody to bail me out. That's the 5-finger discount. So I don't do that. I paid.
Yeah. Because if Sir Grace had to drive and go find you.
Well, first off, they have Braille on the stop signs, just so you know. Oh.
It's for Sir Grace to read while Puppers is driving.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It is what it is. I come with all kinds of funny things tonight. So you might want to hold your seat because
Oh, well.
no makeup. I got the garden hair, That's the El Natural.
You've got the cruise look.
I do. You didn't go to that new thrift store, did you? No, that new one is too far. But it was funny. Sir Grace and I, we were talking today, and cause it's the same chain. I think we're talking about the same one. They opened up a new store, and he said, you should go take the drive out and then go to each of them in one day. Get your mom to go with you.
That seems like a green light to me.
I think so. But I did buy something cool last week. So hold your horses. I went to this park and I bought a broom. And the handle was made by a blacksmith. Beautifully done. Beautifully. And then the weaver did the bristle part. So I'm standing in this little shop. And I asked the lady, I said, is this a decorative broom? Because it's not, it's kind of in between the regular size and what I would consider decorative. I said, is it decorative or is it something you would use? And she got mortified, the look on her face. She goes, I wouldn't use that broom. And I'm looking at it going, but it's so well made. And when somebody makes something, it's kind of an honor if somebody uses it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I said, okay, sold. I'm going to buy it and I'm going to use it. So we were walking out of this park and I just looked over at Sir Grace and I just died laughing. He's like, why are you laughing, Glenda? And I said, you do know my name is Glenda. And I just bought a mode of transportation.
That's her backup transportation.
No more bubbles for Glenda. No more bubbles for Glenda. I got a broom now.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm I got nothing to say to that.
And to make things better,
Oh dear.
I went back the next day and I wanted to see because okay, so this village they have potters and they have blacksmith, they have leather workshop, they have a weaver, they have a potter, right? And so they make things and then they sell it in this little shop and it's a really good deal for all these beautiful handmade things. And I thought, well, let me go back and see what's being added before we head out of the park. And so I went back and I said, hi, I'm back. And I'm thinking, the lady, I'm mortified. I should mortify her some more, right? So and she goes, I remember you. You were here yesterday. I said, yeah. She goes, you're the lady that put a bunch of stuff down on the table and somebody butt in front of you. And I went, no, that wasn't me. And then she said, you're the lady that, and I don't remember what it was. Something had happened. And I said, no, that wasn't me. I said, I'm the lady that bought the broom. And she went, you're the lady. And I went, yeah, I'm the lady. And I said, I have something to tell you. I said, my name is Glenda. And I said, I used to be a military spouse once upon a time. And when I'd introduce myself, I'd say, my name is Glenda. I'm the good witch of the north. The bad witches are from Salem, Massachusetts. I go around in my little bubble reminding people to click their heels 3 times because there's no place like home. Well, I just popped my bubble and bought a brand new broom. And she died laughing. So now we're good. Poor mortified lady. We're good.
She probably hasn't slept a wink since.
Leave
And
it
the
to me.
story she will be able to tell her coworkers.
Well, she's a volunteer, but yes. Yes.
But still, she's got to work with people.
I know. Hopefully she'll remember me when I go back this fall. I want to go, you remember me? Any more brooms?
Yeah, I brought my broom the whole way. I get good broom mileage.
Sir Grace thinks I need to mount the broom to the front of the car.
How do I say? I can see him saying that.
You know, so that way, you know how you have the car ornament. Although I should get a smaller version because I don't know if I want my nice big broom on the front. Maybe just get a small.
I was going to say that's kind of a large broom to be throwing on the front of your car.
I know. Well, anyhow, I hope everybody got a good laugh out of that one. That's your humor for tonight.
Absolutely. So, we only have a few things to make sure people are getting well on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I don't know if it's because I'm I've traveled with NCL before, but I am getting upgrades daily.
Oh.
But there's only one issue. I can't use their upgrades.
Mm.
I can't fit my scooter in them.
Mm.
And it's on you. So if you're on interior room and you want to upgrade to a balcony, you could be anywhere on the ship. But is that a priority?
Mm-hmm.
But remember, if you upgrade and they accept it, you do not get to pick what room you're in.
Right.
Or you could have like those lifeboats right outside your window and you can't see the water.
Right. And like Lisa said, upgrades cost money.
Yes, you do have to. You can offer them $100 each, and don't forget, whenever you offer, you when you offer, you that's per person. So don't think you're going to throw $100 at them and you're going to upgrade. No,
Right.
you put $100 there, that's $200.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Debbie and I have used it.
Mm-hmm.
We used it on our last NCL and we lucked out. We upgraded from just a normal balcony to the spa section of the ship. So, unfortunately, you don't get the perks. So, the upgraded shampoos and stuff like that, you don't get that. You only get the run-of-the-mill shampoo. I do have Jane double checking that NCL, you can bring your own conditioner and soap on the ship. So Carnival, you can't bring your own soaps on the ship because it's these SOBs, kids who are trying to get away with sneaking a 26er of alcohol onto the ship.
Oh my gosh.
They're hiding it in, they buy, this is a whole thing. They can reseal it. So Carnival's no more. If they catch it, they confiscate it. You'll never see it again. They do. There is a clause there that if you are caught, you can get ousted. You don't want to ruin your cruise over. And trust me, their shampoos are not very favorable for the ladies.
Oh.
It doesn't smell nice. And not unless they've upgraded it since we were on it last. For any of the guys, but I know the ladies, to keep the frizz down in their hair and the products, and it can turn into an issue. I could not find it with NCL, so I think we're okay.
Okay.
But I am looking into it. What else? Those two were the biggest things that you've got to really be careful. Jesse, we have to order the shirts that Jesse and Lisa have so graciously orchestrated and got a new person. Jesse will drop the link here and I'll pin it to the top. I need you to I need you to can we bring bar soap?
Yeah, that was a question. That's a good one.
Probably, Beth. Probably. I can't see why not. um, it's pretty hard to sneak anything in a bar of soap. Yeah, you. Oh, there we go. Just let me pin this up for. Well, let's say I'll try. Last night or yesterday, I had to get Jesse to pin it. It wouldn't allow me to pin it. But let me see.
Well, can I add something to that?
You can add whatever you like.
I just went through this. So if you have any kind of disabilities, make sure you're reaching out to the accessibility department at NCL to make sure that all your needs are met. For example, things like CPAP machines, that you've got your distilled water ordered, any kind, I mean, just all the things. So I just went through this with Sir Grace. I'm not going to go through all of his, but
This is an hour and a half show.
I know. So, but I got to a point where, I felt like all the questions were asked because I was looking more into the service dog just to make sure that I had everything correct. I've imported a dog before to the United States, but I wanted to see what they needed for the cruise, and also for the railroad, when we take the rail up. So one of the things that they told me was, we're not making a stop anywhere along that railway. Even it goes all the way up and it comes all the way back down, because I didn't know if we were doing customs somewhere along in that line or what, because of the dog. And so I actually talked to the people there. They said it's one up, one back. So I asked the lady with the accessibility, I said, I've given you all of the information on Sir Grace. She goes, yeah. She goes, do you have any other questions? I said, one last question. What questions did I not ask you? And what things should I be addressing to make this better for him? And that actually opened the door for something else. So I'm just going to share that little tip. If you got multiple disabilities and you feel like you might be missing something, ask them, what question have I not asked you? And that helped us brainstorm one more thing that they're going to do to help Sir Grace.
Absolutely. I think it's amazing.
So make sure you're out now.
And I sent you that other thing on how hard it is cruising with service dogs. And it's crazy how hard it was for that gentleman in how, he's in a wheelchair with a service dog, and just the thing, the humps and bumps, and now it wasn't NCL, it was just dealing with service dogs crossing borders, and
we have.
So as soon as I saw that, I sent it to Glenda right away, just to give her a heads up on what to ask, and make sure everything is ready to go.
So we have an appointment for the dog on a specific date, because we have to time this right with paperwork to bring him with us, so that way whenever there's enough, we only get 30 days, so we have to have enough time to not only take him on the cruise, but to import him back into the United States. So we have his vet appointment timed just so we can start the U.S. Department of Agriculture paperwork, and then submitting to the cruise line. And there's a lot to it.
Absolutely. I guess Jesse's not coming up, so I'll just keep posting his stuff. But I just want to ensure, this is your vacation. You do it your way. But on the Facebook page, I am going to put a checklist on there for you to print out. It's pretty darn good. I just happened to find it and we'll borrow it for our cruise. I sent it to Glenda, and most of it was worthwhile stuff. I don't want to see people, everybody should have their flight itinerary. I haven't heard of anybody that hasn't had the flight itinerary. So I did call because I had asked Lisa and I had asked a few other people about the hotel because I couldn't find a receipt. And I got talking to the Max and they said, no, they don't bill till after, the last night.
Yeah, I haven't been billed for that.
No, that's when they bill.
Yeah.
So, just so everybody doesn't get blindsided, think they paid for it already, you did not pay for it. I have all the list, and there's a couple things that I'm going to call her back. Like she has me down as one person. She has Glenda down as two. Jesse down as one. I guess Debbie and Lisa can't go. Either that or Jesse and I can't go. One of the two. I'm not sure which way it's going to go.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. There's something else that was a family joke. But Sir Grace can go.
Oh, yeah. Sir Grace is well on his way.
It's no problem.
Problem. Anyways, yeah. I got talking to her. She is reaching out to, I think she said they use a limousine service. They charge so much per person to take folks over to the port. So, whatever. As long as any of the ones that I've seen, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, they're all about $15 a person. You're not going to get a cheaper Uber. $30 is relatively cheap with all your luggage.
Is that per person? Okay.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to get it down to 10. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them to move. It is what it is, and
Yeah.
If you find it too expensive, it may be cheaper to take an Uber. Like I just haven't done the math for us yet.
Right.
Because there's some of us that are going to go over early because we have priority boarding.
Right.
Jesse's in the basement. The basement of the ship? Or is he in the creepy basement? The Max.
I'm with Tony on this. It is a bucket list. I agree with that. Now, I'm not going to say cruise because I will say I'm the first to say I didn't want to go cruising. But I said yes to this. True story. And then how many people are going? Angie wants to know.
Around the 40 mark. 18 to 20 rooms.
Okay.
So comes up to 38 to 40 people.
And Miss Ann, it was $200 for priority boarding.
Yeah, 199, Miss Ann.
Yeah.
But again, that way there, you get coffee in your room in the morning, which is a huge bonus to start with. We always take advantage of it because nobody wants to see me in the morning without coffee. It just doesn't, it's not going to work out well. I need my coffee.
Well, nobody talks to me until I've had my coffee. That's the rule around here.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was very, very easy. We just, you know, well, it's 199. You will get on the ship early, which means you'll get to your room early. They can't guarantee it, but they said that's normally the way they work off of. There's no tender ports. We're docking the whole time we're there. So really, Miss Ann, you get on, you embark and disembark whenever you want. And you do you. I don't. No. That's
No.
per room, Tony. That's per room. $200 per room.
Yeah.
It works out to $24 a day.
Yeah. Tony, I just paid for it, and I wouldn't have paid $400 for priority boarding. But $200, I think that's worth it for Sir Grace and I.
Absolutely. They don't rush you at all.
Yeah.
You saunter away.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask, if Sir Grace is having a rough morning or whatever, you can ask for them to bring him on the ship in a wheelchair. They'll do that, no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, it was recommended. I mean, not from the accessibility, not told I had to do it, but recommended for him when I went through everything. And
yep.
And they said, we recommend it. But it's not that you have to pay for it, but we recommend it.
Yeah. You do you.
Yeah.
You're not going to be a whole lot of perks, except you get on the ship before anybody else, or one of the first few. You've got the Havana Suites.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Platinum members, and you have disabled. And then you have every like priority boarding. So you're one of the first ones on the ship. I'll have to see what the kids say. We might think about it. Yes. Miss Ann, yes, absolutely. That way there, you don't even have to worry about it. They will put Worth in a wheelchair. They'll push him up the ramps. He won't have to walk up those ramps. And, I just think that it would probably benefit Worth.
Yeah, it did just the one room.
Those ramps are quite, because you've got to go zigzag up to the ship. So,
And then Tony, just call Jane and she can take the payment over the phone and set you up.
oh
That's
yeah,
what I did.
yep. The one thing that I am going to get is 6 bottles of, or 6 liters of water.
Mhm.
Um,
Can you
and
bring
then I'll just refill the rest from the buffet. Because the the water that they have on board is cleaner than the water coming out of my well. Like it's all tested, and um, if you're going on, you should already have your. If you're going into Canada, you should already have your passport ready to go. Other than that, make sure that you have not only a windbreaker, but like a water suit, or not a water suit. It stops not only the wind but the rain and whatever.
A poncho would be all right.
Hey, buddy. Yeah, just because we're either going to be hit or miss. If we should have good weather, but we always run that chance of you don't want to ruin your day off ship if you don't have the right clothing.
Right.
Well, the other thing is if you're going on the cruise on the train ride, we'll be going up. We'll be going up in the mountains. So when the weather up there is going to be a lot different than it will be at port. So you got to prepare for rain.
Well, actually, once we get up into Canada, you're probably going to see snow up there in those peaks.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying you got to prepare for rain. Snow is no big deal. You can. That's not that much of a. But rain, cold rain.
Oh, that's all. Once you get a chill, you're just going to ruin your whole day.
But last time we went, it was a beautiful day. We didn't have to worry about that. It was beautiful all the way up, beautiful all the way down, no problems. Okay, I'm not saying that it's going to be that way this time because I don't know. We went in the month of June. The month of August may be a totally different ball of wax, right? Mm-hmm.
So they say July and October are usually wet season.
He's okay.
Oh, is that Buffers?
It is.
We just got those small poncho back packages you can buy online on Amazon, or they're in our Amazon store. But you can buy them even at Walmart. You can buy a Walmart or Academy. It's just a small poncho that you can stick in the backpack, and it covers you all up in case it starts to rain. I mean, it's not going to keep you warm as much as a coat would, but as a quick last minute throw on, those little ponchos work really great.
And remember, I'm not going to, as much as I joke with wearing, I'm acclimatized to a colder climate than say Jesse. It just the way it is. You guys from farther south, you're going to want to have possibly a jacket with you. I'm starting to see, I guess I've seen about 3 or 4 people say this year that they found it cold inside the ship. And Debbie had a good laugh at that. She's like, yeah, right. Cold inside the ship? I doubt it. Speaking for herself, and, you know, she's like, she has no problems going around in the winter in short sleeve shirts. So, yeah, it's more a rain jacket. That's right, Lisa. Yeah, wind. That's the one that I'm getting. It's a rain jacket, but it also blocks the wind.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what we
Um,
have.
I got mine $50 for the jacket. Now I just got to find pants. It's just, again, I hate being wet. So, you know, the way I look at it is $75, $80 to ensure that I stay warm and dry. It's okay for me, you know. And it's not like I'll never use it again, you know. Um, what else was there? Oh, food, anything to do with food intolerances, whatever, please call and let Jane know so that she can let the ship know. And don't call them the week before and let them know. 9 times out of 10, unless it's on the ship, you're not going to get it because they order 2 or 3 weeks out to ensure they have all the supplies. So, you know, doesn't matter what your food intolerance, if you're allergic to anything, make sure they have all that on file. It's only going to help ensure you have a great time.
So if you're in the chat and you're going on this cruise, I put a link in the chat that you need to go to. Go online and just follow that list. You follow that list, it'll give you all the information you need to prepare for the trip. Now remember, 21 days out, they're going to start sending your e-docs, all your information electronically about when,
Yep.
where to be, how to be, whatever, and your boarding times and all that stuff. So it'll all be in there, unless you paid for the pre-boarding, early boarding passage. If you pay for early boarding, obviously you're going to be the first ones to get on. But if you're not paying for that, you'll have all that information. And you need to register online. You need to do your online registration. It's a whole lot faster, a whole lot easier. At least, I think it said 2 days, 4 days, 2 to 4 days before you go to get on the ship.
Yes. And that also goes in to lead into where I was going is for the US folks and the Canadian folks, ensure you do your docket. 9 times out of 10, you're not going to need it, but you don't want to be last minute Susie running around trying to find this stuff. You know, it just, yeah. I do recommend that you do that. And Lisa, the Canadian one is a little bit more in depth. It's just because we're flying back and forth. So, but I think Lisa said hers took her 5 minutes. It took next to no time whatsoever. So 5 minutes now, and it comes up and it tells you you don't need anything other than your passport. Then there was eating intolerances. I already sent Glenda the list I'll send it to Jesse, and he'll post it as well. And all that it is you print it out, and it's just a checklist of, you know, you're gonna wear, you know, you're gonna bring your Speedo, or, you know, in Jesse's case, his mankini. You know, hey, what happens on the ship stays on the ship, buddy.
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm gonna be wearing my gorilla suit. Trust me. I'll be wearing my gorilla suit.
Oh,
it is fur.
I'll find you a gorilla suit.
You ain't gonna catch me nowhere near the pool or the hot tub.
Why?
What would I be doing around Alaska? What would I be doing around the pool?
Oh, in the hot tub?
Not even the hot tub.
Oh, come on, Susie.
No.
All right. I need somebody to go.
I will be doing that behind the scenes tour of the ship.
So when are you?
Bridge.
Did you book that, or did they book it for you?
No, you got to book it. It's an excursion. It's an onboard excursion.
No, okay. I was just wondering. Yeah, we'll talk after, because I think I might enjoy. I'm kind of up in the air if I'm going to enjoy that one or not. Like, it wouldn't.
You better book.
I've seen the inside of the galley.
It's going to fill up. It's only so many spaces. There's not a lot of spaces.
True. But like, I've seen the inside of the galley. I've seen how they run food from one area to another.
Yeah.
Only thing that I'd really want to see would be the bridge. So is seeing the bridge worth $100 and whatever?
They'll show you the bridge, but I'll show you the plank.
Oh, I'm sure you will.
And you may walk the plank.
Well, that's okay, as long as you're beside me in your gorilla suit.
Angie's gonna be drinking doubles. Okay, one for both of us, right, Angie?
Well, Tony cracks me up. I want to use my nice broken shorts for the trip, but Angie said we are going shopping for new shorts for me. That's how I hear it in my head.
Tony,
what do you mean by broken? I don't understand by broken shorts. But they already got skid marks on them or something, or what?
I'm wondering.
I've already been told that I'm not allowed to wear certain things on the cruise ship. I'm like, why not? I'm not going to have you wearing stuff like that. I'm like, you're not my mother.
Scott, I'm going to tell you right now, no pineapple shirts on the cruise ship. We're not in the Caribbean.
Oh, buddy, I'm going to make you an upside-down pineapple cake and leave it outside.
You better not wear nothing to do with pineapples on the ship. That's all I'm going to say.
You never know. You could be the winner of the upside-down pineapple.
You keep that in the Caribbean, Bubba.
I'm just saying, those pineapple people, man.
Right?
Yeah, those pineapple people. And the flamingo people, too.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd never heard the flamingo people. What do they do?
The same thing.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What they do
it on one leg only.
There you go.
Oh my God, I've never heard the flamingo. Now that's funny.
Yes. My mother and I had to talk about the flamingo people and the pineapple people. Mm-hmm. I had to explain that one to my mother. Mm-hmm.
Well, if she's not a cruiser and she's not a swinger, she's not going to know what the hell she's talking about.
No, but we have to make sure that we keep our flamingos and our pineapples straight up and down.
No, not upside down. Nuh-uh.
Straight up and down. You don't want to flip it upside down. Straight up and down.
I think we should try to find a bunch and we hide them all over the ship and watch people find them and be mortified. They won't even touch them.
Either that or they'll get really excited. It'll be one of the two.
Yeah.
Party! Party!
Yeah. So the only thing that both Debbie and I can't believe that they changed is we don't have to sign up for the big shows anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. You go and it's first comes, first serve. Now that kind of sucks.
You can sign up for the shows. You can sign up. In fact, they say if you want to get a good seat, you need to sign up. Well, but you can't do that until 21 days ahead. Right now, you can't do it. You have to wait 21 days.
They've even taken that off the app now.
No, it's on there. It's on there.
Really?
We're going to that big show, that big I can't remember the name of it now. It's the big Grease, like the Grease style. It's a music show.
What is it? Boys? No,
not Boys.
Choir of a Man or something.
Choir of Man, or something like that. And you can sign up for it, but you can't do it until 21 days before.
See, and mine doesn't. Where is it here? On the ship.
It says complimentary.
Yeah, mine just says complimentary. You can't reserve it anymore.
Yeah, well,
reservations are not required.
They're not required. No. But if you want to get good seats, you want to book them ahead of time, because otherwise it's just general admission. And it is first come, first serve, because once they fill up.
Reserving of seats is not permitted, and seating is on a first come, first serve basis.
Yes.
They changed it.
You don't reserve seats. Reserving seats is not permitted, and seating is on a first come, first serve basis.
Like on like Choir of a Man?
Mm-hmm. No, Choir of Man.
Okay, I was looking at the bands.
No, Choir of Man. Choir of
Man, you can't.
Okay, let's look at that one.
Reserving of seating is not permitted. Seating is on a first come, first serve basis.
Yep, I'm seeing the same thing.
They've switched it 2 weeks ago because Debbie was
right there.
We went to go sign up for it and it wouldn't let us.
Yeah, well,
you got to wait 21 days out.
Yeah, well, now you gotta wait until you're.
So you show up at the door.
They're ready to go on the ship. So it just doesn't make sense. Like you're gonna have you have these people who are.
Yeah, but there's other stuff like that too. There's like the bingo, the game shows,
mm-hmm.
all the other ones. It's all first come, first serve. But just think about this. They have multiple shows. They don't have just one. They'll have like a 6 o'clock show, an 8 o'clock show, a 10 o'clock show. So it's not like you're going to miss it. I mean, it just depends on which one you want to go to.
You'd be surprised.
Well, I was going to say, and don't do what we did one year. One day we booked our show the same time as our dinner. So we got, wait a minute. We had to wait.
Oh no.
We went to the show and forgot. Oh, that's our dinner time. Oh my goodness! So we had to wait. But it is what it is. Because now you can't go in there and sit at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. Because now you're sitting at the same table that somebody else already had theirs booked for. So, or you just went to go get pizza or hamburgers or something.
So what Debbie said is she's going to send me ahead. And we're going to wire up the scooter to fast track. And I'm just going to hit the little old ladies out of my way
to fast track to what?
Seating. It works for me.
Are you talking about using that wheelchair as a crutch?
I might be using it as a battering ram, but I wouldn't use it as a crotch.
Crutch, not crotch.
Oh,
Crutch.
my bad.
You can't do that, Scott.
Well, I can use it. Not going to work. Oh, man. All right, Wendy, you have a wonderful evening.
Yeah.
Hey, Jerry.
Wendy. I'm surprised she's in here.
She was, but they're headed off on date night there now.
Yeah, but she's always so busy. Of course, it's probably dark over there now.
Well, and if they're going on
here, it's 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. So I just dropped the link. If Tony, Angie, Miss Ann, if you have any questions and want to ask it instead of typing it, go ahead. If you have any questions, we will try our best. If not, I'll be talking to the hotel, and I do have the latest information if you want me to verify. She sent me the where everybody what was I going to say? Oh, where everybody is seated. I just have to. I don't know. I'll wait. If somebody has a question, then we'll try to find it then. But so yeah, like this lady, she's gonna have. She's gonna send us some information on a bunch of different things, places to eat, price ranges. So that's all we can ask. Something that we can walk to. It's not that far away, apparently. Not that I'm not going to be walking in downtown Seattle after dark anyways. It'll be an Uber night, but.
Well, I wouldn't walk anywhere by yourself. I mean, when I say by yourself, like just you and your wife. I'd go as a group. If you're going to go anywhere on foot, I'd go as a group. I don't trust that town as far as I can throw it. You know.
Yeah, I'd never been, but.
Well, you got to understand, a lot has happened between 2017 and today. A lot has happened to that town. And I mean, you remember what happened when they took over the police department and they took over the inner city. They took over all that stuff. Well, there's a lot of that element still down there. I'm not saying that they're doing anything now, but what I'm saying is at night, you know, that's when the freaks come out.
So this is the Max is one of the highest rated or safest rated hotels in the area because they are a mile away from all this foolishness. So, you know, I think most of us that are going to be going in on Friday, we're going to be exhausted. And then the guys going in on Saturday, they're not going to want to go out and do a whole lot, you know, because they'll be traveling on Saturday.
And most of the ones that I know of coming Saturday, they're coming in the afternoon. You know, it's coming in like, you know, after 3 o'clock, like, you know.
Yeah, like I think Brenda's leading it off at 9 a.m. Her flight arrives.
I don't think Johnny gets there till like 10 o'clock. Or was that Miss Ann? Miss Ann? No, Miss Ann gets there at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, Miss Ann said they're just gonna get a hotel room close to the airport and then come over in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wow.
My God, like she's gonna need like 72 old lady naps to keep herself up that late. Sorry, Miss Ann, I love you.
She'll probably get some rest on the plane. That's not the bit. The deal is, you're getting in at 10 o'clock. By the time you get everything unpacked and everything, it's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning. By the time everything's settled.
And we're Eastern time.
Oh, by the way, Miss Ann, if you are coming down to the Max the next morning, where breakfast starts at 6:30 in the morning, we'll be there at 6:30 for breakfast.
Oh yeah, and you're paying.
It's complimentary. Okay, I will.
Yeah, complimentary for Miss Ann. Tell Sarah to bring her checkbook. We will take an Uber to the hotel.
You can Uber or Lyft, Lyft, Lyft.
Yeah, Jerry, download Lyft.
I would download both apps there, Jerry, because if one is full, you can always go to the other. That's what we did.
Actually, I've got all three downloaded now. I've got the Seattle Taxi, I have Lyft, and I have Uber.
Yeah.
So whichever is the shortest, cheapest one, we be jumping in there.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just that; it's the availability. So, like, remember when we were in New Orleans, Scott? It wasn't so much that you could get either or. It's which one had a vehicle large enough to carry all of us if we all wanted to go together. So that's the deal. It's not so much which one's cheaper, which one, because sometimes cheaper isn't always better in that situation.
No, well, that's what I mean. The fastest and the cheapest, right? You got to look at how long it's going to be. Tony, the only way I can answer that is how long is it going to take you to walk a mile? The hotel is a mile from the ship. I do believe your lovely and beautiful wife is going to go, Tony.
Well, here's the thing: you don't want to carry all your luggage a mile.
Well, that's it. No,
you don't want to do that. You don't want to get jumped on your way to the cruise ship. Somebody says, "Oh, there's a guy with some brand new luggage. I like that."
Tourist, and you ain't got no PPU to help you.
Yeah,
they do. I get in Friday around 2 p.m. and plan to take the rail to downtown. It stops several blocks from the hotel. Okay.
Yeah, so our train gets in, I think, 1 o'clock. I think we get there at 1.
Now, Lillian, I thought you guys were coming in till Saturday.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. From between 2 and 3. We get there from 2 and 3. Local time. 2 and 3 local time.
So
we'll go from there.
You're going to be about 2 hours after we are. Because we're in at 11.
Yeah, and then we'll just get a taxi or Uber or something to the Max from the train station.
Yeah.
Yep. Unless somebody at the train station, somebody at the Hotel Max wants to come pick me up, if you're already there.
Okay, Lillian.
Hey, Mike.
Is Uber a horse? Of course, Uber is a horse, of course.
Exactly. You get the hind end. You get the hind end, though. Sorry for your luck. Angie got the head. You got the tail. So I think our best bet's going to be is if we can find find the who they use, because don't forget there's 6 ships in town on the Sunday. So it is going to be crazy busy.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised. They got that stuff down to a science. They have
Oh,
it
yeah.
down. They move people like nobody's business. They do that
What-
every single week. Every single week they do that. So they got it down to a science.
Yeah,
Trust me.
like we saw the one last year whenever we went with Carnival, and there was 6 or 7 ships in at once. Oh my goodness. It flowed, but I mean there was, if you didn't know what a horn honker was, you knew whenever you finally got to your ship, because some of these drivers, they don't stop, they just honk their horns.
Angie made a comment. We have no clue how to do all that fancy Uber stuff, cab for us. So it's actually really easy, Angie. Whenever you just download the Uber app on your
Yeah,
phone.
I've got all that stuff, Angie.
It's super easy. I use Uber all the time, and whenever you get to your location, you just type in the address that you need to go to, and it'll locate an Uber driver for you. And then the only tip that I have is whenever they order your cab or your Uber driver, make sure before you get in that they know your first name, and you ask them theirs and check the license plate before you get in.
But I'm told by several bloggers that I've reached out to, they're saying to use taxis.
Okay.
In Seattle, taxis are cheaper than Uber and Lyft. Somehow I don't know how that works, because
Yeah, but
every other place that I know of,
But
Uber's
you get kickbacks and points and stuff when you use Uber, because it's like a service that you use all the time, right? So
Yeah.
it's all over the United States. Your Seattle taxi's not. So they'll give you a discount here, give you a discount there, because you use it all the time. At least we do. I don't know if y'all do, but we do.
I've used Uber several times out of Seattle, because my dad used to live up there, and I fly in and there. You can get the Uber a lot faster than you can a taxi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you have to stand outside and just keep waving until a taxi stops for you. Where Uber, they come in, you go across the walkway, you stand. I think it's the 3rd level, the 4th level. You stand there, and they pull right up there. They'll dry it up, and you're gone.
Yeah.
You order your Uber as soon as you get off your plane.
And the electronic thing is all electronic. Your tip, everything is all done electronic. No money
Not for
exchanges
cash
hands.
or none of that stuff.
Now, if you want to throw them extra $20 or whatever out of your pocket when you're there, you can do that. But everything's done electronically. He's gotten paid and everything.
But and be very careful whenever you book it, that there is some Uber drivers that hit you with a $20 tip.
I've never had that happen before.
I've
never had
Oh, I had that happen in Toronto last winter. I
Must be a
was
Canadian thing.
not happy.
Yeah, I've not had that happen in the United
You know
States.
what? But more so than the tips, you know what they're looking for? Not so much the tip. They want the feedback. They want the stars. They want you to give them a good rating.
Yep.
Because that's how they make their money, by their
Yeah,
rating.
when I used to fly there, my dad lived down in Yelm, Washington, which is over an hour and a half away. And a taxi would have been $300, where Uber is only $100 with the tip.
Yeah.
And it's nicer company. So they talk to you. Matter of fact, every time I've gone, when I went to visit him, they always sat in the front seat, and sit there and chit chat and all that stuff. They ask what you're doing there. I mean, it's just, they're more personable people. And I ask them, I ask questions, and me, I'm chatty Cathy about stuff. I said, hey, what do you do for going all the way back? I said, they live up there. She said, well, I'll try to pick up a fare going back this way. you know, and I would get them out of my dad's house, and sometimes I had to order the Uber driver an hour early because he had to sometimes drive down to Seattle to get me in Washington to go back up to the airport. But it was always $100 one way with the tip and everything.
Now, I can't remember which town it was. I want to say it was Juneau. Can't remember exactly. I think it was Juneau. We couldn't find an Uber. All we could find was Lyft. Lyft was the only thing that was available. So we had luckily we had somebody there that had the Lyft. I didn't have the Lyft at the time. I didn't have the Lyft app. So we had somebody with us that had the Lyft. So they ordered the Lyft for us. And then, I just did the Uber whenever we needed an Uber. But it was just that there was one town, and I want to say it was Juneau, but I can't remember for sure. It seemed like it was Juneau. We wanted to go eat. And we wanted to go to this real nice seafood restaurant. It was up the road quite a bit. So we said, well, let's get an Uber.
Yeah.
Find an Uber. So we had to get a Lyft.
Yeah.
So where are you guys staying, Jerry?
We're at the Max.
You're at the Max too?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm going to ask you: is the Max? Do you know if they offer a van service to the ship in the morning?
That's what I just.
That's what he was talking about.
Oh,
I'm waiting on her to call me back. Probably Monday. I should have that information by Thursday.
okay.
Limousine service would be nice.
Well,
I mean, I'd just be happy with a van. A bunch of people can get.
no,
jump in.
That's what I mean by limousine service. Something
24 passenger vans.
Yeah.
No, but a limousine service can be, it can be a 5-passenger van. It can be just a limousine service, meaning they'll pick you up and take you to where you need to go.
Yeah.
But typically, hotels will work with some. I imagine with a big group like ours, they would say, hey, you know what? I got a limousine service. I'll have them bring down here. And they'll bring 3 or 4 vans all at once, boom, to take the whole group,
Yep.
But
Or what they'll do is they'll space it. Like the one guy will radio back to the Max. Okay, I'm leaving now. You can, load your guys and come now. And then by the time he gets up to the Max, that way they're only really tying up 2 of their vehicles. Now, that's for us. Not everybody's staying at the Max. Most people are, but not everybody.
Yeah, there's a few outliers like Miss Ann.
Oh, Miss Ann is going to be wanting her bed. Like they're going to be exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. Like, goodness gracious. That's going to be tough. So let's see here. So Juneau is a dinner. Again, you can eat and pay for it at Juneau, or you can go back to the ship, have your dinner, and then go back out if you want. Because we're in port till 10 o'clock that night. And then we're in Skagway the next day at 6:30 a.m. And it's a full day in Skagway.
2 cats out there trying to fight.
What's that?
There's 2 cats out here in front of my window going, and I was like, what the heck's going on? But they were looking at each other like we're fixing to attack. Then I just pounced on the window and they took off. I mean, they were doing that back was going way up like that,
Yeah. So the only one that we're really gonna Skagway, which we're gonna be on the train, and Juneau. Those are the 2. If I'm not mistaken, Skagway is where you want to go to around the corner and go to the discount crab place. It's the exact same crab, came out of the exact same trap, but it's half the price. Because Tracy's give the cruise lines a kickback to push their seafood shack or whatever you want to call it. So yeah. Hey, Serena. What are those?
Well, I just want to jump on and ask about the van. So,
oh yeah, no, you've got to have a credit card, Angie, for any one of those apps.
yep. They don't take cash at all.
No, it's not safe for them to carry cash. Debbie and I, whenever Jesse and I and Danny and Terry were in New Orleans, we had a Lyft driver. She was held up. So she's like, that's why we don't carry cash. But she said, I've got my friend here now. And she patted the console in between. So I'm like, I'll be good, ma'am. But yeah, no, she said it. People think that, these cars are full of money and they don't have, she said, the only money that's in this car is the money in my wallet. Or if somebody gives me a tip. But she said, I'd prefer them not even give me that. She said, if you tip me on the app, I get the tip. She said, you'll have some people try to tell you they don't get the money. She's like, I work for Uber and Lyft, and I've always got my tips. I said, I kind of figured so.
Hey, Aunt Lynn.
Hey, there's Aunt Lynn.
Yeah, she popped in.
Oh, yeah, no, you're Angie, you're going to have to tag along with somebody that has, the ability to pay online.
Yeah. Angie, don't worry. We'll get you right. Don't worry.
We'll get you
Angie,
from point A to point B.
And you can ride with us, but Tony's got to ride with somebody else.
Yeah. Or you can check Angie's list.
Aunt Lynn said she's on the way home.
Yeah, I'm wondering where she went. Let me check the calendar. See where
she said. She said Nunya.
I know, right? She went incognito.
Yeah.
Oh, I know where she went. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, safe travels, and she'll probably be in and out because internet will break in and out for her.
But yeah, no. So does anybody have any other questions? Dinner with my oldest son and his family.
Yeah, that's who she was with.
Neil. Neil just sent me. Neil's watching my videos instead of watching the live.
Oh. Okay. Safe travels.
Oh my goodness! Yes, you've got quite a little venture on your way home there. Hey, Len, you tell Uncle Cameraman that he's got precious cargo. He better be careful.
Oh, I don't know. Uncle Cameraman's precious cargo too, so I think they just better
Okay.
be nice to one another and get home safely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long haul for them.
Well, and it's quite late there too. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a 10-hour trip. Yep. Yep. I've got family that's another hour beyond where her son is at. It's a long day.
what do you mean by that, Tony? An Uber, whatever? That's not covered.
No, I think what he's talking about, he's talking about. So it is covered if you're going from the airport straight to the terminal. That's covered. Okay, but if you go anywhere in between there, then you got to cover for yourself.
Yep. Neil's multitasking. I got him, Beth. I got him.
He's confused, Scott. Excuse him.
Angie, would you grab him by the ear and put him straight? And if you do, can you please have the camera running? We would all enjoy to watch that.
No, I get a lot of views.
Because if it's not on video, it didn't happen.
Yeah. It's, you know what, Angie? It's all good. He could ask a million questions and I'd have a million answers for him.
I'll be wrong, but you have many answers.
Exactly.
Exactly.
They were going to be right.
That's right.
He was pouting
The
earlier.
answer.
He was pouting earlier, having to go get a whole new wardrobe. I think you should yank him by the ear and go,
I'm
no.
a little salty about that too. So let's just not even talk about that.
Yeah.
I have to go get pants. So
I got to get pants. I got to get shorts. I'm probably going to buy a couple more heavy hoodies.
Scott, you're gonna be cooking.
You're going to be cooking, Scott.
It's gonna be warm up there.
Yep.
Yeah, but you're forgetting, guys. I've had spinal surgery. I cannot regulate the temperature of my body. You know, yes, absolutely. Whenever I was before my operation, I never wore a jacket. I never wore a hoodie.
So are you telling me your body doesn't run 98.6 on a normal basis?
No, I cannot regulate. I cannot. If I go really
none
hot,
of us can. We can't regulate ours. There's not a button. I don't have that kind of knob says, all right, I'm going to turn it up. Oh, no, I'm going to turn it down.
Mine runs 97.8.
can you take your finger and poke it upwards? Yeah, there you go.
I'm sitting here thinking,
I just want to explain to me how you regulate your temperature. How do you now? You can get an ice cold bath, or you can get an ice
if
bath.
You're hot, your body will cool you down.
Yeah, but
if
you also have metal
cold,
in your body.
Your body will warm you up.
You have a lot of metal in your body, and that makes it cold.
Yeah, he won't go through metal detectors.
Yeah, I've got way too much titanium in my body.
Yeah, at least you don't have to worry you take your shoes off anymore.
Nope.
In the airport.
Ka-ching, ka-ching. Actually, that's a new rule at TSA. Everybody has to remove their shoes now.
Not in the U.S.
That's the first place I saw it, sir, was in Chicago.
It just changed, Scott. It just changed.
That was years ago.
It no longer requires you to remove your shoes.
Yeah, it's lightened up.
The way I look at it, I could care less. Because the TSA people, they're really nice to me. They don't know me. But no, they're really cool. I placed my hoodie and t-shirt order tonight. Right on.
Oh, Lillian did? Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Just wanted to
Lillian.
quick and ask that question. So I'm out of here.
All right, buddy. You take care.
All right.
See you later.
And I'm
Toodles.
with you on that one. Although, you know, I'm sure they enjoyed the smell of people's
Just saying,
too.
you walk around with flip flops everywhere. How are your feet gonna smell with flip flops on, Miss Ann? And tell me I'm not lying. Tell me I'm lying because you know you only wear flip flops 99.9% of the time.
You're lying. She wears it 99.7.
She wears it all the time. I'm telling you.
I've wore flip flops whenever I've been out in snowstorms, but I caught a little. My wife got a little angry with me because, well, that may be because I fell. So now she like makes me wear boots, and so that's why I wait until she goes to work. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, I probably won't even wear my walking shoes until I get there. It's just easier on the plane to have, well, they're, I don't know if you call these flip flops or whatever, but I wear these 99.9% of the time.
They're called slides.
Slides, that's it. They're the easiest. If the TSA wants it, I don't have to sit there and try to tie shoes.
Oh, I like wearing these.
Kick them off, throw them up. Yeah.
Well, I can't believe we're showing off our shoes tonight. I didn't know we were like modeling.
Well, we told you
There you
to bring
go.
shoes.
There you go. I don't wear shoes in my house. I lived in
Well,
Japan for 3
I didn't see your shoes. Where was it?
right there.
That ain't a shoe.
There's my shoe.
That's not a shoe.
I don't wear shoes in the house. So
They're gonna just think they won't make you take those off at TSA now.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Bring it.
They won't make you take them off.
And the nice thing is I have Raynaud so that my feet go purple and it'll look like I'm wearing shoes, you know? Because see, instead of it looking like normal, it'll just be it'll blend into the carpet.
Wow.
Yeah.
TMI.
Well, I have Raynauds. I can't regulate my temperature either. I'm sitting here going, there's
These are
that.
actually Crocs.
Yeah, that's one thing I've tried, Miss Ann, is the clogs. I cannot get my feet. And I know they're, you go to the right person to make clogs. They say they're the most comfy thing to wear. But I've tried it a couple times and I just can't find. I told my wife we have to go check out the brothel. And is it Skagway? I believe
it's
the old
Ketchikan.
Ketchikan.
Yeah.
There's a
It's just a what do you call it? It's a like a saloon kind of place. Well, it's like a saloon almost. And the women there are dressed as if they were like in the days of the brothel, but hanging out the window and they're saying hello to all the guests and stuff. But it's not a real brothel.
Oh, it's not working, but it did work up until like the early 1900s.
Yeah. I went to the one in Tombstone years
Yeah.
ago.
You know how I know it's not a working brothel? Because I took them up on it and they said, oh, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Hey, don't threaten me. Don't threaten me with something like that and then not hold up your end of the bargain. I knew it wasn't, but I called him out on it. All right, I'm on my way. You know me, I'll call him out. I'm an equal opportunity offender.
That you are an offender.
That's right.
And Miss Ann, I'm pretty flexible, so yeah, I can do that. And I'm just saying, I would be barefoot everywhere if they would let me say.
Yeah, Beth, I don't think I've ever seen Beth at any meetup with shoes on. She's either barefoot or flip flop.
Yep. No, I'm that way. So if you see me walking around the cruise ship, no shoes on, there you go.
And always remember, the fish swim to the front of the ship. It's a thing that NCL does on the floor of all the corridors. The fish point and swim to the front. So that's how you know where you are on the ship and which direction you're going. Because my first thing is, what the hell? Is there a whole bunch of fish? How come they all go? Oh, wait. They're all going to the front.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Yeah.
You can always tell when you're going too far. When you get wet.
Mhm.
If you get wet, you went too far.
Yes, absolutely. Oh.
I know my limits.
Uh-huh.
My threshold. And
You
my
did
limit.
not make it this far and still be alive if you didn't know your limits.
Mm-hmm.
I like to push my limits.
Yep.
Right, Dory. That's what those fish are about, Dory.
Yep.
Mhm.
So is anybody gonna join the slot tournament on board? On
Yeah,
the ship?
we are.
I'm yeah, so well, we're gonna do the slot pull, and then there's also a tournament.
They do a
Go
weekly
on.
Tournament.
slot tournament. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
There's a weekly slot tournament.
Hmm.
I may do
One day of
the
the week. One day of the week. I'm not sure which day it is. I'll have a slot tournament. Probably going to be during the time we're at sea.
oh,
then
absolutely.
They'll have a slot tournament.
Oh,
It's,
and
play.
don't get hit with a high price. If you order a drink and we're at port, you pay tax. So until we're 3 miles out or we're not returning, whatever it is, because there's some places where we're within 3 miles of shore.
Well, if the ship is moving, they can't help it. They have to go through the corridor. So that's why that
Yeah.
covers them, because the ship is moving. But if you're
So
port,
you'll notice the casino's closed. Your alcohol, you can get alcohol, but you pay tax. So that's what the local states and countries, especially in the Caribbean, that's what they want you doing, is drinking while you're on the ship in their country, because they get all that tax. And this way, Alaska or Canada get all your tax from our ship. I went over everything that I had. Just be very careful with saying yes to upgrades. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And I gotta say, the ones that I've seen are all Havana suites, up to a 2-bedroom Havana suite.
You mean Haven, the Haven,
Yes.
the
Yes,
Haven,
the
not
Haven.
Havana, the Haven.
Sorry, I got my cruise ships mixed up. That's Carnival. Where the heck?
I'm staying right where I'm at.
Yeah, no, I'd hate to see somebody not know the difference. Go, oh my goodness, look at this. They go to the upgrade and then they find out there's a lifeboat in front of them.
Well, but here's the thing. I mean, because we've been on this, our sixth, it'll be our 7th cruise. And let me tell you, 90% of the time you're doing something, you're not even in the room half the time.
Yeah.
So why would you want to spend a whole lot more money to get in a room, to pay for a room that you're not going to be in hardly any? And I say that because if you're not eating, you're playing. If you're not playing, you're watching. If you're not watching, you're, relaxing. If you're not relaxing, then you're sleeping. You're only there just about the time to go to bed, because, you're out cruising and having a good time. And trust me, there's 18 rooms that we've got booked with about 40 people, but there's like 4,000 people on there. You're going to meet a lot of other people from other parts of the country, people that you have never met. You may strike up a relationship with somebody. Oh, y'all are we're from the same town. I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to spend a lot of time just having a good time and not being in that room.
There's people that are coming with us that we don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Miss Ann. Boy, I hear she's a hoot and a holler.
Oh, I hear she's a holler.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna tell you this. I've met Miss Ann. We've met her several times already. But
you have fun and good luck tomorrow, Miss Ann.
I tell you this, I can't wait to meet Worth. Worth's the one I can't wait to meet, and I'm hoping to have a good time because, he's a lot like me. we like to mess with the women, our wives. I mean, we mess with Lisa. I mess with Lisa, and he messes with Miss Ann all the time. So we think a lot alike. Can't wait to meet that guy. So anyway, but yeah,
we're gonna
have a lot of time in these rooms. So don't pay a lot of money for it if you're not going to be in there.
The only reason we got a balcony room up there is very simple. We want to see the surroundings. Whenever we go back down south and go Caribbean, I'll pay the couple $100 to go via inside. What?
Jerry. Yeah, not us. No, Jerry, you're probably going to meet somebody from California, and they're going to say, "Weren't you in California one time? I thought I saw you at a Congress meeting or at one of them town halls, and you was raising all kind of hell about your hay down." No, I'm messing with you, Jerry. You'll meet a whole bunch. Trust me, you're going to meet a lot of people. You're going to meet a lot of folks. Now, unless you just walk around like this the whole time and don't say anything to nobody, you're going to meet people. It's just the nature of it. People are going to say hello to you. People are going to say, "Hey, how y'all doing?" "Well, we're doing great. How y'all? Where y'all from?" "Oh, we're from Texas." "What? Y'all from what part of Texas?" "Oh, we're down here in Houston." "No, that's where we're from." "What part of Houston?" "Pearland." "I'm only a few miles away from there." Come on. I'm serious. You're going to find people like that. I guarantee it. Yep.
I always.
Gary, Indiana? No way.
Well,
Indiana?
I'm going to meet somebody on the ship that's taken the cruise that I have no idea. I met him once.
Well, yeah, the guy that you told about the cruise, and now
He's
now he's
excited. Yeah, I gotta find him now.
yeah.
I'll be on a mission.
Yep.
I'm trying to. I don't think he's staying at the Max.
He's probably not.
No,
But he'll
I
be on
don't.
the ship.
He'll be on the ship, and he might be on my plane too. I mean, you watch.
Well, yeah, but you have like Johnny and Christine and you know, Tony and Ange, and they tried to get on the same flight out of the same airport. They couldn't even do that.
Well, he's from the same city that the airport's in, and that I will be flying out of. So, and there, unless he takes a trip an hour and a half north, which I doubt.
Miss Ann, we'll
Miss Ann,
find-
we're all on the same floor, Miss Ann.
yeah.
We're all
You're-
except for Scott. We're all on the same floor. Just go to door to door. Just knock on the door. Hey, where you at, Glenda? Where you at, Glenda? Where you at, Glenda? You just knock on every door. You'll find her eventually.
I'm gone incognito.
You might hear the dog alert if you just go, which door is it?
Yeah.
Oh, the puppers will tell you.
If you hear
The German Shepherd sound will come out.
That's probably Glenda's then.
Yep, there you go.
Miss Ann, we'll exchange numbers and everything before we go, so there's no big deal.
Yeah.
You know, we probably can do a group text kind of deal. You know, once we get to the hotel and figure out everybody,
Yeah.
and just do a group text and say, hey, everybody, we're here, everybody there, or you may not want to let nobody know where you're at all. It's up to you, you know. But
Hey, again, you do you. We'll do
That's
us.
right.
And if we happen to be at the same spot at the same time, we'll say hello.
Mhm.
and we'll say it again. This is not a meetup, but we
No.
are going to
No.
meet up. This is not a meetup, but we are going to meet up.
Exactly. You know, we'll have breakfast together the first morning. Then I have to actually, what's today? The 11th, 12th, 13th is Sunday. So Tuesday I have to call the casino and book us in for the pull. So I'm going to try to get 11:30. That way we don't have to rush breakfast. We could, oh, excuse me. We can say hello and
He's just going to say, rush breakfast. You're going to be rushing me getting up. 11:30.
oh, I was going to
That's
say,
brunch.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. She'll meet us at the casino.
Yeah, she'll meet us at the casino. She'll have breakfast in bed.
I was going to say her and Debbie will probably go have breakfast somewhere. Yeah. Because yeah. It's going to be, you know, it really kicked in last week. I was talking to Glenda and I was like, we're like less than a month and a half out.
I know.
44 days.
Yeah,
44 days.
44
we said.
days.
42 days for those that are going to be there 2 days ahead.
We're already setting sail in 44 days. We're already floating in through the channel right now.
Yep. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Just the relaxation and the fellowship and
Oh yeah.
be a blast. Gonna be a blast.
Very much so.
I looked and I just don't think I'm going to put out $300 for the streaming package.
I don't blame you.
I don't need it. I'm gonna record everything
I
anyways.
I got plenty of time to go online when I get off that ship. This is a relaxation. I'm not there to, I may record some stuff, but I'm not worried about streaming. Trust me. I ain't
No.
worried about it.
No.
We got plenty of time to do that. And
So-
trust me, the trip's going to go like that. The 7 days going to go quick. You need to cherish every moment that you have on that vacation.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You're going to say, man,
So yeah,
Yeah.
I've got to go through my phone and I've got to just wipe all the pictures that I've picked up a what the hell it's called.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey Kev,
Super chat. Hey, Kevin, how you doing?
what's the name? I'll have to look it up, but I've got a you store photos off like
Do you pay for Prime, Scott?
I have Prime, yeah.
You can store photos on Prime. You know, if you pay for Prime, you can store photos on Prime. Don't go buy nothing.
See, I've got Prime, and then there's another one that was free, and
I'm saying you're already paying for Prime for your Amazon, and you can store photos on Prime.
that's
Yeah,
true.
photo storage.
That's true. Yeah, I don't know where that one's called, but
I just want to know how come Tuber Chat Kevin's not going on this cruise, Kevin.
oh, I know. He worked there for a little while, and now he's too bougie to
Oh,
go.
is this beneath him? Okay, I got you.
Mm.
Well,
He,
each his own, I guess.
he's from Niagara Falls.
Oh,
Actually, he will correct me and say no. I'm from Toronto.
Oh, is
live in Niagara.
is that upper crust up there?
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, okay.
It's understandable now.
Well, my family
The upper crust.
won't say Niagara Falls either on the United States side. I'm not going to say what place, but same thing.
Yep. Well, and I got to say, I've only ever seen pictures. I will probably do a vacation next summer. Well, it depends. My nephew's getting married down east, so
Oh,
that pretty much looks after next year's budget.
oh.
But that's not that far. You said down east. You talking about like New Hampshire? Where at? Maine? New York?
40 minutes from Tony and Joni's house.
Oh, so still in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, if you've heard Tony and Joni talk, it's Woodstock.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah.
I know exactly where it's at.
yeah. So that's she's indigenous. They were given, well, not given, but she has something to do with the tribe, and she got a house with my nephew. He's not indigenous. She is. She's went to school for like 10 years on like Indian
Subsidies.
like pretty much like running reserves and
Oh,
helping people. Like, yeah, she's one smart cookie. I keep telling him. I don't know how he landed her, but she's a catch.
treble hook.
Yeah, pretty much. And she's just, yeah, a magnificent person. And the way it works down there is they have to pay back X number of dollars, and then they own the home. They don't have to pay interest, or it's something that's been built in over 100 years ago, 200 years ago. So, yeah, it's awful nice to see the kids get a head start in life, because they got a brand new house. But if anybody doesn't have any more questions, I think we're going to call it a night, because I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the States tomorrow or I'm going to wait and go on Thursday. Because if I wait till Thursday, then I have no more packages. Everything will be there.
Hi.
So, yeah, I think that's what we'll do. But anyways, you guys take care. God bless. Don't forget, go over, bug Brenda. She's live now. If not, she'll be live in 2 minutes. And I'm sure there'll be some music being played, and they'll be up all night. But anyways, guys, take care. God bless. Oh, first, we got to say, don't forget about Glenda. She's going to be live tomorrow, 4:45 Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the one and only Lazy Daisy Head in the Gorilla giving away things tomorrow.
Yeah.
At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's right. So,
Linda, we are needing that rain. I have been out there dancing. So she said,
hey,
rain's coming to you now.
Giggle Monster. Hi, Miss Linda. Sure glad you could make it. I can rest my head on my pillow knowing that I got to speak to the Giggle Monster today. Anyways, in saying that, night all.
Night.